And now let's go live to Pete Wilson for every pitch of the entire game, live from Sparky Haller Field on 105.3 FM and AM 1330 WYPC.
All right, we're here at Dick Sparky Haller Field for what will be the final regular season game for the Jackson Ironmen. This is a makeup game, not on the schedule, postponed twice, but we're going to get it in tonight. Pretty much clear skies. The Miami Trace Panthers have arrived. This will not only be the final regular season game for the Ironmen, it will be the final Frontier Athletic Conference game. The Ironmen a week ago defeated the Miami Trace Panthers 5-2 at Miami Trace, and that was the definitive game that clinched an outright title to the Ironmen. So this game is not going to change the standing. It's not going to take a championship away from the Ironmen, but you better believe that the Ironmen would like to finish with another victory and would like to finish the Frontier Athletic Conference with a 10-0 record. You can't do any better than that. And, of course, conversely, the Miami Trace Panthers were in the league hunt the whole way. If they would have won last Monday, this would have been a showdown game, and you know that they would like to knock off the Ironmen here through a little bit of satisfaction here to end the regular season and for momentum into the tournament. Speaking of the tournament, both of these teams will begin Division II sectional tournament play on Wednesday. The Jackson Ironmen will be here at home against the winner of a game that's being played right now, as a matter of fact, up at Marietta between the Marietta Tigers and the River Valley Raiders. That is what they call a play-in game. The winner plays the higher-seeded Ironmen that did number 6 in the Division II, and they will be playing Circleville at home. Circleville did not have to win a play-in game. They are, I believe, they are number 11. And that should be a good matchup there between Miami Trace and Circleville. But Miami Trace is going to finish second no matter what. They earned that. Washington Courthouse was kind of in the league, the conference battle along the way too, but then Miami Trace defeated Courthouse twice in a row on back-to-back nights to kind of set themselves up as a showdown situation with the Ironmen. Then, of course, the Ironmen win last Monday. That score was 5-2. Gavin Jones, 13 strikeouts, complete game victory, 7 innings, and that was probably had something to do with a vote that was taken later on by the Frontier Athletic Conference coaches when Gavin was not on. This game, as we said, will be the final regular season game. Both teams would like to win. However, both teams are holding out what are considered to be their top pitchers. The pitchers that pitched last week in their earlier game are not expected to appear tonight. The Ironmen are going to go with sophomore Eli Ray, and Coach McGraw said we'll see what happens, but he expects probably other pitchers to pitch as well tonight. What he is pretty sure is that Gavin Jones, Ramey Wyant, and Tucker Williams, who are considered the top 3 starters, will not see any action in River Valley. And, of course, the Miami Trace Panthers, they pitched 2 pitchers against the Ironmen last week. Xavier Longhorn came on in relief of Brady Armstrong. Neither of those pitchers are up. Both teams have got their instructions from the umpire, the coaches, and now we'll have the national anthem. Well, you've just heard a recorded version of our national anthem, and we're just minutes away from the start of this Frontier Athletic Conference baseball game. And we haven't heard from our color man and partner in crime on the broadcasting front, Dan Morrow. He will be arriving a little bit late. He had a professional obligation out of town, and he is on the way here. We do expect to have him here later on. As always, we do have Hayden Milliken here right now, the Techman par excellence. The video streaming that we have featured this year. Helping him set up was the newest member of the Total Media Radio Main Street staff, and that is Eric Landrum. We're glad to have Eric Landrum, a Jackson High School graduate from the class of 2009 on the staff, and we might have to get him involved in baseball because he played baseball here at Jackson High School and was on a championship team himself. So the Ironmen have taken the field. Miami Trace, of course, will bat first. And their leadoff hitter will be Gage Stuckey, the first baseman. Then it will be Austin Brown, the right fielder. And then he has been very impressive. The defense with Eli Ray out there. The catcher will be, of course, junior Noah Ernst. Over at first base is Gavin. Outfield, it will be Bodie Wolford Tucker Williams in left. Cade Wolford in center and Bodie Wolford in right. About the only change outside of pitcher, which of course changes every game, is out in left field. Tucker Williams getting the start out there for Nolan Johnson. Nolan Johnson, junior, one of the junior outfielders for the Ironmen, who's had a great season. He is being held out of the lineup for the second straight. We hope for the tournament here in just 2 days. So we're ready to go. Gage Stuckey, a left-handed hitter, steps in against Eli Ray. First pitch is up high with a fastball for ball one. It was a little nippy this morning, but it's warmed up. We're in the 70s, pretty bright sunshine, partly cloudy skies, not much wind. That fastball is inside. Stuckey pulls away from it for ball two. Trace comes into this game with a 14-7 overall record, 7-2 in the Frontier Athletic Conference. The 2-0 pitch from Ray. Fastball stays high again, ball three. So Miami Trace's only other loss was earlier in the season to Chillicothe, and that kind of sealed their fate. They needed to sweep the Ironmen in these final two games, and of course did not do that as they lost last Monday. And that pitch is inside, I guess, for ball four. And Stuckey gets a 4-pitch walk. Good start from Miami Trace. And so he goes down to first base, and this will bring up Austin. Brown steps in. By the way, we will be here Wednesday to broadcast the tournament game. As a matter of fact, we hope to stay with the Ironmen throughout the tournament trail as long as they stay in it. And that pitch, it bounces, gets away from Ernst, and Stuckey is easily going to be able to move up on the wild pitch. And so 5 straight balls delivered by Ray here to start this game. And Miami Trace has a first inning runner out there on second base. Brown steps in. And time is called, and Noah Ernst, the catcher, I think he called timeout. He's going to go out and have a word with Eli Ray, try to settle him down, or Ray looks in, looks back at the runner at second. 1-0 pitch on the way. A little bit of action down there in the Jackson bullpen just in case, or maybe they're just conditioning down there a little bit. 2-0 pitch in there for strike one. A nice fastball down the pike. Looks like Brown was trying to make him throw a strike, and that's just what he did. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Austin Brown. Miami Trace trying to draw first blood here in the first inning against their FAC antagonist. 2-1 pitch, nothing but fastballs from Eli Ray. Good athlete, good live right arm. The count squared at 2-2. Stuckey out there at second after the walk and going to second on the wild pitch. Three-two pitch coming to Austin Brown. Here it is. Called Called strike 3. Brown took it, and it cost him. Eli Ray gets a big first out there, and here comes Brady Armstrong, the shortstop. For Miami Trace, played first base today. Nice curveball, had Armstrong out in front for strike 1. A little bit outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And assistant coach Morgan Williams, who often handles the pitchers, is going to go out and have a little talk with Eli. Noah Ernst goes out to join the meeting. Wednesday's tournament game will start at 5 o'clock, just like most of the regular season games do. We won't know who it is until a little later on this evening. River Valley going up the road north to play the Marietta Tigers in Ohio's first city. Count to Armstrong is 1 ball and 1 strike. Quick meeting out there with the assistant coach Williams. Here's the pitch from Ray now. Called strike 2. It looked pretty good, and the umpire agreed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ray looks in, looks back at the runner at second. He doesn't have a big lead out there. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ray wears number 23 on his back. When he's in the lineup, it's usually as a pitcher. Has seen some action this year and has pitched pretty well when we've seen him. Timeout called, I think, by the batter Armstrong. He steps out. Now he steps back in. Good crowd on the Jackson side over here. And Armstrong might have swung at a pitch just a little bit high. He didn't get it, and Ray, after a 4-pitch walk to start the game, has bounced back with back-to-back strikeouts. And if he can retire the cleanup hitter for Miami Trace, Evan Colgrove, he's done a fabulous job here in the first inning. Ray looks back at the runner again. Stuckey's running, and he faked running. He fooled me, got off to a big start there, and then didn't run. Ernst was ready to try to throw to third. That pitch, by the way, was called a strike. Oh, 1 pitch coming. Ernst sets up a little bit on the outside corner. Stuckey getting the lead out there at second. And there's a ground ball. Simon's after an opening walk in the inning for Miami Trace. No runs, no hits, no Jackson errors. 1 runner left on base. At the end of the first half inning of play, it's the Miami Trace Panthers 0. The Frontier Athletic Conference Jackson Ironmen coming to bat. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball on Fox Sports 1330 AM and 105.3 FM.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall. Build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Start and end your day with McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur. Start your day off with a McGriddle. For lunch, how about a Big Mac or Quarter Pounder with cheese? And dinner, enjoy some McNuggets or maybe a great shake and fries. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you're always cooking up something great from your Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur McDonald's. And I'm loving it. And you will too.
All right, we go to the bottom half of the first inning. The Ironmen get their first turn at bat, and it will be against sophomore right-hander Cam Morton. The Ironmen have not seen him this year, as he did not pitch in that first game against them. They instead saw Brady Armstrong and Xavier Lawhorn. And the Ironmen lineup looks pretty familiar. It will be Boston Campbell leading off at second base, Ryan Simets batting second at shortstop, Gavin Jones batting third at first base. Noah Ernst is the cleanup hitter and catching. Xander Irvin is the designated hitter, batting fifth. Ramey Wyatt bats fifth at third base. Cade Wolford batting seventh in center field. Bodie Wolford batting eighth at right field. And Tucker Williams rounding out the lineup in left field. So Boston Campbell, one of 4 Jackson Ironmen to make the All-Frontier Athletic Conference team. Miami Trace did not score in the first inning, got the first runner on via a walk, but he was stranded out at second base. Second pitch is inside the Boston Campbell, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The right-hander Morton ready to throw the 2-0 pitch. And for sure, the final regular season game for the Ironmen, they are 20 wins and 4 losses, 4 straight 20-win seasons for the Ironmen. Curveball is called strike on the outside corner. Not sure Boston agreed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count squared at 2-2. Miami Trace's defense straight away and deep. 2-2 pitch, and a off-speed curveball is fouled back to the screen. Excellent in the research department is Dan. He said that last win for Coach McGraw, and we should have said more about it, was his 200th career win. A lot of those here at Jackson High School. And that pitch is inside to Campbell. He had a notion but kept the bat back, and it goes to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 200 wins for a baseball coach, career law. That's a lot of wins. 3-2 pitch to Campbell is inside, ball 4. And so just as Miami Trace led off the game with a walk, Boston Campbell leads off with a walk for the Ironmen. But speaking of coaching wins, we have to say this. Coach Rob Smith, the coach of the Miami Trace Panthers, he's not sure how many wins he has, but it's either 436 or 437. How about that? He's coached 25 years or more. Once again, he wasn't totally sure about how many years, but obviously he knows what he's doing in the coaching box. And that pitch is a little high, ball 1. The catcher throws down to first base, but Campbell is back. This is Ryan Simets up. See what he might do with the bat with the first runner on Campbell. And the pitch to Simets is a curveball that stays a little inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And, every umpire is a little bit different. They always want to be consistent. This appears like we have a little bit of a tighter strike zone. The pitchers are going to have to throw strikes. And that 2-0 pitch is hit high and foul and out of play behind us for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Campbell getting the lead off first base. Simons has shown no signs he's going to bunt. Of course, he leads the Ironman with 3 home runs. The 2-1 pitch is hit deep to center field. Center fielder floats back. He's got it, and Campbell sees that the center fielder is going to get it, and he didn't go too far. He easily gets back to first. Simons gives it a long ride to center field, but turns out to be a long out. Here is Gavin Jones, the first baseman. As we said, Gavin is the Frontier Athletic Conference Player of the Year, just a junior, and certainly one of the better, if not the best pitcher. I'm not going to say he's the best, but he might be. He's certainly the best pitcher on the best team, and that ball gets away just a little bit from the catcher, and that allows Campbell on the wild pitch to go down to second base. The catcher actually kept it in front of him, but it got away from him just a little, and Campbell took advantage to go down to second base. So as I was saying about Gavin, certainly the best pitcher on the best team, maybe the best pitcher in the conference. He can certainly stake a claim to that, but also one of the better hitters as well. So he's the full package. Plays a pretty good first base, too. The 1-0 pitch to Gavin Jones coming. Curveball bends outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. One of the things that I've been impressed by the Ironmen, there's a lot of things to be impressed by when you're 20-4. They're aggressive hitters, but they also have a good eye at the plate. They usually don't swing at a lot of bad pitches. Right now, Jones is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. That pitch looked good over the outside corner, and it's called for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ironmen have the potential first run of the game out there at second base in the person of Boston Campbell. Walk and a pass ball put him there. Pitch to Jones is called strike 2. Another nice pitch, and they throw through, and it gets by the pitcher and by the infielders, but the center fielder is backing it up, and Campbell decides to stay at second. The count to Jones is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morton ready to come home after the look at second base. And he took an off-out Jones for a big second out. And this will bring up Noah Ernst, the Ironman catcher. And also, he was one of the 4 Jackson Ironmen to be all FAC. The only one we haven't seen yet is Nolan Johnson. We may not see him at all because he is getting the day off, or probably getting the day off. He's not starting anyway, as Coach McGraw rested him on a slight hamstring pull. A nice curveball called just a little bit outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Morton showed some pretty good stuff out there so far in this game. An opening walk, but right now he's got 2 very good hitters out, Simons and Jones. Now he faces Noah Ernst. 1-0 pitch coming. That is Ernst. Can hit for power. We've seen it. We've seen him hit one out of here. Long flies and line drive. Ernst had the go-ahead, but he held the bat back as he could be choosy with the 3-0 pitch, and it's called strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. And that is hit foul out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morton's fallen behind several of the numbers. He has always been able to. He did Campbell to swing and a miss. Got him on a fastball. So nice inning for Cam Morton as well. First in play. It's the Ironman 0.
And here the moment to pitch with 15 everybody in our division. Probably the most recognized pain where
You closely inning.
Some are easier to fix than others. If you ever set an accident, give the professionals on road from collision call and get you back on the road in no time.
In Jackson, call 283-1313.
So kids are your family. That's the motto. Hey, at 964694 and the vehicles in the front of the lot.
Six and 7 hitters. Jamison Heyer will lead it off. He is the center fielder. Both teams got their leadoff batter on via a Watson and Cam Morton for Miami Trace. And so nothing but zeros so far as we go to the second inning. Ramey's Homes and Auto Group, Monroe Collision, Jackson County Banking Center, McDonald's of Jackson, Osborne Equipment Service, Honda, Suzuki, Polaris, Can-Am of Jackson, Dan Daly State Farm Insurance, Brian Moore Construction, Southern Ohio Smiles, Edward Jones and Chad Niddle, Jackson County Health Department, the Search Program, and Hothead Burritos. And the first pitch to Eli Ray is just off the plate for ball 1 to Jamison Heyer, the center fielder. Eli Ray gave up a walk, but then bounced back with 2 strikeouts later on in that first inning. That pitch is wide of Noah Ernst and goes all the way to the backstop for ball 2. Little bit of a wind, a breeze I will call it, but not much, blowing seemingly from right to left, and a swing and a miss there by Heyer. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ray's had some good stuff. When they've swung, they've done a lot of missing. Three-one pitch coming to Jamison Heyer. Here it is. And that is fouled out of play for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Both these pitchers have pitched well, but they've gone deep in the counts to almost every batter so far. Got a 3-2 count right here to Hire. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball stays a little bit high to Hire, and another leadoff walk. The third straight time that's happened between these two teams. Hire goes down to first, and this will bring up the catcher, Justin Robinson. And there's a ground ball. Ramey Wyatt's got it. He had to wait for the second baseman Campbell to get over there. It was sharply hit. Wyatt wisely they force out 5-4 over there at second base, and then on the fielder's choice is Justin Robinson. Hit a hard chopper that Ramey Wyatt fielded cleanly. This will bring up Connor May, the left fielder. He bats from the left-hand side, and he takes in there for called strike one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Connor May, and that is a swing by the pitcher. Shortstop Simons have it, and he's not going to be able to make any play. And that was kind of in no man's land there. A little swing. He tried to hold up. It just did get by Ray, of course, who was in his pitching motion, falling off the mound. Simons came up, was able to handle the ball, but couldn't make a throw. There was no play to make by the time that he got the ball and was able to throw. So it goes down as a infield single through Connor May, but that does put 2 runners on base and only 1 man out. First pitch to the pitcher, Cam Morton, is in there for strike one. So Miami Trace has 2 runners on base now and only 1 out. And a swing and a miss. Morton goes down in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. That infield single that didn't go much farther than 40 feet rates as the first hit of this game. And that pitch fastball to Morton is a little bit above the shoulders, called ball one. One-two pitch coming to Morton. Curveball stays outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice pitch on the outside corner, strike 3. And so that is the second out of the inning. That is strikeout number 3 for Eli Ray. And he will now face the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Austin Bodecker. Key early time in this 0-0 game as Miami Trace with 2 outs has 2 runners on base. And that pitch is inside and chin music there to Austin Bodecker. He leans out of the way for ball one. Down at second is Justin Robinson, got on the fielder's choice. Down at first is Connor May on an infield single. Pitch to Bodecker just off the plate for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch right down Broadway for strike 1 to Bodecker. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ray working quickly. There's the pitch. That one stays a little outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ray and the Ironmen want to get Bodecker right here. Don't want to load the bases and don't want to go back to the top of the order. And Ray needs a strike, though, right now. Here's your 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So once again, we have a full count here. 2 runners on, 2 men out. Top of the second, Miami Trace 0, Jackson 0. Pitch coming from Eli Ray. Pitch is high for ball 4, and Trace has loaded the bases. 2 walks and an infield single. And Gage Stuckey, the leadoff hitter, will bat, and he bats to the left side. Ray has struck out 3, but he has also walked 3. Pitch to Stuckey. Swing and a miss. Good fastball on the outside corner. Stuckey didn't get it. Oh, 1 pitch to Stuckey. And that is a line drive into left field. That's going to score 1 run, and everybody is going to be content to move up 1 base. The left fielder, Tucker Williams, came up and did a good job playing the ball, got a hold of it. However, Justin Robinson comes in to score on the RBI single. Connor May stops at third. Austin Bodecker is down at second. And on at first with an RBI single to bring in the first run of the game is Gage Stuckey. So Miami Trace has scored first here to take a 1-0 lead, and they still have the bases loaded for Austin Brown, who was a strikeout victim in the first. And that it pitches away for ball 1, and no, Ernst makes a good stop there. Eli Ray climbs back on the hill, doing a little footwork out there, gathering himself, trying to get out of this jam here, this bases loaded jam where Trace has already broken through on the scoreboard. That pitch a little bit outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch coming. Called strike across the knees, 2 balls and 1 strike. Ray looks in. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Austin Brown. Fastball stays high, ball 3. No place to put Austin Brown here, and the count is 3-1. Ray not missing a lot, but missing enough to have walks. 3-1 pitch coming to Austin Brown. They called that a little bit high, and that is going to force in a run. Connor May comes in to score. It's 2-0, and Trace scores the easiest way possible with the bats on their shoulder. They now lead 2-0. The bases remain loaded. That is 4 walks by Eli Ray, 3 in this inning. The only other player to get on was on a infield single where he tried to hold up. This discussion between Coach Morgan Williams and want any more damage than what they've already had. They've already yielded 2 runs to the visitors from Fayette County. Brady Armstrong strike. Austin Brown does get credit for an RBI, even though it was a walk, forced in a run, a bases loaded walk. Pitch gets away from Ernst. Here comes the runner. They throw, and do they get him? They got him out at the plate. Very close play. The ball got away from Ernst. Eli Ray jumped, was able to get in position to put the tag on Boddicker. A bang-bang play at the plate, and they call Boddicker out. So runners left on base. In the middle of the second inning, it's the Miami Trace Panthers 2, the Jackson Ironmen 0. You're listening to Jackson Ironmen Baseball on Fox Sports 13.
Leroy's lineup. At Hothead Burritos, we have bold burrito and bold combinations, like the Hawaiian with fresh pineapple, seasoned chicken, and sweet habanero sauce. The Jalapeno Ranch, loaded with tender, meaty steak. And Leroy's Spicy Chicken, featuring our famous Hothead sauce. Burrito or bowl, our craft menu features even more of what you love. More choices, more flavor. It's all yours at Hothead Burritos.
Financial advisor Chad Niddle of Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Cincinnati Reds baseball on 97 Country the Bull WCJO.
Your terms with financial strategies that help support a life you love. Because the key to being rich is doing what counts. So contact me today at 740-286-4872 and let's find your rich.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
All right, we go to the bottom half of the second inning. The Ironmen have a little hole to climb out of. Miami Trace scored 2 runs in the top half of the inning, took advantage of 3 walks by Ironmen pitching, had an infield single, but then a very clean single to bring in one of those runs with the bases loaded. And so a couple hits in there, scattered along with 3 walks, and it produces 2 runs. In the bottom of the second, it will be the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Ironmen. Xander Irvin is the designated hitter. Then we'll see Ramey Wyant, the third baseman, and Cade Wolford, the center fielder. So the Ironmen are going to have to come from behind if they're going to protect their undefeated FAC record. And the first pitch to Xander Irvin is called strike 1. And now joining the broadcast, thankfully, is Dan Moore.
Barry, listen to you while I was hustling to try to get here. Sorry to be a little bit late, but you sound good.
Well, thank you very much. But I've got us in a 2-0 hole, so you're going to have to.
Well, I think we can work on that.
All right, we got some time.
No question about it. Xander Irvin at the plate for the Ironmen. Try to get something going here in the bottom of the second inning.
I'm not hearing you for some reason. Little conference there between Cam Morton and the catcher, Justin Robinson. 1-1 count to Xander Irvin, one of the Ironmen's 6 seniors. Nice curveball, called a little bit outside for ball 2.
Two good young sophomore pitchers on the mound tonight, Pete. I think we'll be talking about each of them for a couple years to go.
Right, absolutely. Getting their baptism in a big game, even though the Ironmen.
Mind of the kids, our baseball team wants to go undefeated in the Frontier Athletic Conference. And if you do, you normally get a gold ball trophy, which we watched the girls basketball team get that this last year.
And on the 3-1 pitch is hit way high in the air in the infield. Who's going to take it? Is the pitcher? No, it's going to be the third baseman. And he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of wind, Dan, but looks like that there's a little bit of confusion over who was going to take it. First, it looked like the pitcher. Usually they call off the pitcher. The third baseman, shortstop over that's going to be an error no matter what happens with Xander Irvin.
Pitcher ran at him, but third baseman called him off. But third baseman overran it a little bit too far in toward home plate. When he had to back up, made it a little more difficult and just couldn't hold on to it. I think so far, all 4 top of the innings, the leadoff runner has gotten on base.
Exactly so, and that definitely increases your percentage of being able to score. And Ramey Wyatt now at bat swings and misses the 1-0 pitch, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that's proof I was listening.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yes.
We need all the ratings we can get. 1-1 pitch. That is down low, blocked by Robinson. 2 balls and 1 strike. Final regular season game for the Ironmen. They want to win this one to keep a long winning streak going, and that's called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keep their winning streak, by the way, Dan, right now at 14. Amazingly, 14-game winning streak.
15 would sound better.
Right.
That's quite a winning streak going into sectional play, as you have mentioned multiple times, which we will get to enjoy here Wednesday night,
right,
5 o'clock.
Right, when we want to stress that we will be covering that game. The 2-2 pitch to Ramey Wyatt. And right, and just as...
Take one for the team, as they say.
Right, and just as the Ironmen gave themselves some trouble with 3 walks, now Miami Trace has had an error and a hit by pitch to put themselves in trouble. And the Miami Trace coach, Rob Smith, out to have a word with the umpire. Not exactly sure what that was, unless he may be questioning whether Ramey Wyatt tried to get out of the way.
I think that's exactly what he's questioning.
And the home plate umpire is going over to talk to the base umpire.
Ramey naturally kind of leans into it. He turns his shoulders wisely. That way you don't get out of the way as much as it does make it look like you do if you're willing to take a hit on an inside pitch.
Well, I tell you what, I don't think he moved into it. He just didn't get out of the way.
Right.
I mean, do you have to get out of the way? I don't know.
I don't know. I thought you had to make some attempt.
And Coach Smith, I think that must be his complaint or observation.
Guaranteed.
Well, it's just like anything else, Dan, in football, basketball, whatever, maybe that'll have an effect on the umpire on some other close call. Not that they would lean that way, would they?
Never.
Here's the pitch, and that gets away from the catcher,
break.
and both runners are going to move up. That was a wild pitch outside, and Wyatt goes down to second. Down to third is Xander Irvin, and Cade Wooford starts out with a ball here, and the Ironmen trailing 2-0 have an excellent chance to get right back into it and whittle into that lead and maybe even do more than that.
Working toward victory number 21 on this season.
And that pitch, fastball, is fouled back string, and I think Cade would love to have that one again. 1 ball and 1 strike. Shakes his head there after fouling that pitch back.
4th straight year Jackson baseball has gone over 20 wins. Quite a stretch here.
1-1 pitch to Cade. Swing and a miss. Fooled him on a curveball. He's pitched very well when he's in trouble. Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Cade. And that curveball doesn't curve, stays up high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wolford is showing no signs of bunting, which we've seen him do before with 2 runners on, as the Ironmen perhaps playing for a bigger inning. Down 2. 2-2 pitch to Cade. And that is a line drive to center field. Is it going to fall in there?
Yes.
And it's going to get by the center fielder.
This could
I
get
believe
exciting.
2 runners are going to score. Cade Wolford's at second, and he is going to be 2-run double is what it amounts to through Cade Wolford. And just like that, the Ironmen have tied it up.
When I say could have got exciting, a great job by the left fielder to back up the center fielder, because we know Cade's speed on the bases. He might still be running, but he did a great job of backing him up, getting the throw into third base, holding Cade to second base, but he ties it up with that 2-run double.
I tell you what, he's the closest thing to Ellie De La Cruz that we have. You know what happens if the ball gets by an outfielder for the Reds?
Yes, we do.
We've seen an inside the park home run. Of course, here, remember, the grass doesn't help you. The ball doesn't go very far. Bodie Wolford, the right fielder up now, tries to get Big Brother in with a 2-2 ball game.
Still nobody out.
And that pitch is fouled behind us, well beyond the rear parking lot where our vehicles are. Thank you. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I didn't get quite the prime parking spot as I did
Oh,
normally when I get here an
there?
hour early. No, I'm more in danger zone.
Okay, well, they should have a reserved one for you.
Well, the reserved ones were taken.
Okay, the count to Bodie is 1 ball and 1 strike. Cade out there at second base, Cade Wolford, in a 2-2 ball game, as the Ironmen have scored twice here in the bottom of the second. Lined, or a hard grounder at the shortstop, gets under the shortstop. He's going to try to throw to first, and he just nipped him over at first. That was so close over there. Brady Armstrong, I think, was thinking about the runner trying to go in front of him, which he was. Cade does get to third. I thought it was going to be bang, bang at first, and it was very close over there, but Bodie called out, and Coach Williams over there, and I don't see him complaining about it. So
truly was a bang-bang play on there. The shortstop bobbled it just enough. Cade easily gets to third base, but Bodie gets out by less than half a step.
Here is Tucker Williams, and he takes a ball outside. So the go-ahead run now is 90 feet closer down there at third base, and the best wheels on the team in case, you know, the ball would get by the catcher here.
If it get past him more than a few feet, Cade will be in.
That pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, for the most part, Morton, even though he hasn't walked that many, has had some problems getting behind the batters. And right now he's behind Tucker Williams 2-0. That pitch is inside for ball 3. The number 9 hitter, boy, I'm not taking anything away from Tucker, but you don't want to walk the number 9 hitter in a 2-2 game. You want to make him swing the bat.
But you know, Pete, the unique thing and the reason we have 20 wins this season is our lineup's pretty solid from all the way to the top to the bottom.
And Tucker takes called strike 1.
He sure thought that was a ball. He threw his bat over to the
It was kind of a late call, but it did look like a strike to me. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Tucker Williams. And Tucker swings at another good-looking pitch and fouls it towards the Miami Trace dugout. So Morton, as we saw him do quite a bit in the first inning, bouncing back after falling behind in the count.
Well, big moment here. The Ironman with just 1 out and Cade on third base. You sure want to get this run in some way, shape, or form. Get the lead back in this contest.
The Miami Trace defense is playing back. They will concede the run on a ground ball. Swing and a miss, and Morton gets a clutch strikeout there to get the 2nd out of the inning. And if the Ironmen are going to break this tie, it's going to be up to senior Boston Campbell.
Are we going to make a pitching change? No, the coach never came on the field when he questioned that last call. He's just going to come out and talk things over with his pitcher. Nope, he's making a change, Pete.
Oh, boy.
We got somebody coming out of the bullpen. We can't see the bullpen because of the visitors' dugout, so the idea must have been not to go much longer with the sophomore. He did a nice job. Just got the one error to start this inning, and you know how that is. You get that first man on. Usually good things happen.
It is number 13. That is Xavier Longhorn. And, Dan, that is the young man who came on in relief at Miami Trace last week and shut the Ironmen out for 2 or 3 innings, I believe. That was after Jackson had a 5-2 lead.
Had the 5, or was it 5-0? I think it was.
No, 5. I'm sorry, 5-0. It ended up 5-2. But Xavier Longhorn was not the starter, but came on in relief and did a fabulous job. And now he's coming on now. I think it may be more of a strategic thing than a planned thing, because you know, as we said, both of these teams, I know the championship's been decided, but they want to win this game. I can't believe they don't.
When he looks like a pitcher, big, high step with his lead leg there, comes at it with a lot of quickness on it. Right-hander, throwing a couple fastballs, now a curve, and we'll see what he can do. What I've read, Pete Wilson, this Miami Trace team really thinks there's a good future here. A lot of young players that they're very proud of. They think their baseball team, which was very good this year, is only going to be better the next couple.
Yeah, 4 seniors in the starting lineup, but peppered in there with, looks like. So a little bit of a surprise move here with, after a strikeout on top of that, to get Tucker Williams out to set up a situation where you just need one more out to get out of the inning in a tie ball game. They're bringing in Xavier Lawhorn. That might be a tip of the hat to Boston Campbell a little bit. The Ironmen's leadoff hitter, who they will have to get out to keep this game tied at 2-2. Campbell, by the way, walked in the first inning but was stranded out at second base. So Xavier Lawhorn
warmed up, and we're ready.
He's finished his warm-ups, and he is a left-hander, slightly built left-hander out there. As we said, he pitched very well in the game last Monday night against the Ironmen at Miami Trace, that the Ironmen ended up winning 5-2. Miami Trace fell behind early, could not come back. And did that almost hit Campbell? It almost hit Campbell, but apparently did not for ball 1. One-0 pitch from Lawhorn. Fastball stays high, ball 2. We understand that Gage Stuckey, who is playing first base, and Brady Armstrong, who is a shortstop, are considered the 1-2 pitchers in the Miami Trace rotation. Lawhorn may be number 3. 2-0 pitch to Campbell. Low and away.
Thought it'd get as far back as it did. Catcher got back there pretty quickly, too.
Count goes to 3-0. Yeah, I don't think Cade saw that it got away from the catcher, and then, you don't want to be out at home either. Yeah, I'm pretty.
You hate to run into an out with Boston at the plate and Ryan Simetz on deck.
Called strike 1 over the inside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike.
2 of what's been our most consistent hitters throughout the whole season. Xander Irvin warming up in the bullpen for the Ironmen.
3-1 pitch coming. And there's a ground ball to the left of the shortstop's got it. He's got to throw over the, he's not going to be able to make a play. And in to score is Cade Wolford with the third run of the game, and gonna have to say E6.
Tough call. Was a little toward the third base side there, but he didn't field it cleanly, which took away any chance of getting him, whether he could have got him or not. It would have been a close play.
He had a chance after the first bobble, but then there was a second bobble, and then there was no chance. So we'll see what the home scorebook says on that, but our initial call is an error, but it adds up to a run no matter what we call it. The Ironmen take the lead 3-2. Here's a delayed move by Campbell to get in, and he's in there at second base. Ball got away from the catcher, not very far, but Campbell very alertly went ahead and ran, and he puts himself in scoring position now.
Either way, Boston certainly did the job with 2 outs. Hit the ball hard toward the hole between shortstop and third, forced the shortstop to try to rush it a little bit. He bobbles it and they get the run in.
That pitch is inside to Simetz. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Ironmen have come back with 3 runs in the bottom of the second to erase a 2-0 Miami Trace lead.
Red hot hitter and Ryan Simetz, our shortstop. He had 3 hits the other night plus a walk. He was on base 4 times.
3-0 pitch inside and high. I'm sorry, that was ball 3 rather. 3 balls and no strikes to Simetz. The Ironmen's super sophomore shortstop having an outstanding season in his second full season. He's going to look at a 3-0 pitch. Let's see if they cut him loose. That pitch is high, ball 4. And so Simetz gets a walk. That puts 2 runners on base now for Gavin Jones. And Gavin has a little payback here from Miami Trace. He struck out in the first inning. He's going to get a chance to atone for that here with 2 runners on base.
Well, let's remember, Miami Trace had a little payback needed on Gavin. Gavin strikes out 13 of them to clinch a Frontier Athletic Conference championship just 1 week ago tonight.
Absolutely. What a performance there. You know, I said before earlier in the broadcast that maybe clinched the FAC.
I think it clinched it. I think he had a great opportunity regardless to win the award, but that clinched it. I don't think you could put anybody else in that position.
A clutch performance for sure. And Gavin Jones hits one deep, 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 deep. I believe it's going to be foul, though.
Oh, and it would have been enough.
Oh, my. Did he tee off on that one?
Yes, he did.
But he got around just a little bit quick on that, and it's just a long, long foul ball to left field, out of play.
A few feet to the right, it's a 3-run shot.
Curveball stays up high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch to Gavin Jones is called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lawhorn trying to get Gavin Jones out here to get out of this inning where the Ironmen have already scored 3. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Jones gets around on it a little bit too much and fouls it out of play. That was a foul pop out of play, but way out of play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lawhorn tried to fool him with a curveball, and Jones out in front of it, but does make contact. One-two pitch coming again. And that is another foul ball out of play.
Almost identical. Almost in the same spot exactly.
Right, I believe that somebody's backyard has 2 baseballs now.
You have 2 of them.
That might be about where our good friend Matt McKee is. Up that way.
Think Matt will sneak out there and try to keep those?
I don't know. They're great souvenirs. Now, you would be able to say that you had a foul ball off the FAC Player of the Year now.
Xander Irvin's little brother, Zayden, he is working hard to get those chased down.
Okay, he's going to
do a good job.
Kind of have to go around or scale a fence, one or the other. And that pitch is off the plate. That was close.
Sneaky curveball just missed on the outside corner.
Right, I think Lawhorn does not want to throw a fastball to Gavin Jones from what I can tell. The count is 2-2 to Gavin Jones. Here's the pitch. Pitch is outside again, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
He's been around the plate. I'll give him that, but good eye by Gavin to work this into a full count. 3 foul balls. One of them, a shot, just foul down the left field line.
3-2 pitch to Gavin, and I believe that's when the fielder tried to field the ball with his glove. I think he was in fair territory. I thought the ball might have been foul, but it wasn't. But it must have been over the base. So
he backhand that, must have just been in foul territory. Then it goes foul off his glove. Runners stay put, so now we have the bases loaded. Certainly eliminates the walk situation if you're the pitcher. You sure don't. You want to throw strikes here.
Right, I'm going to award Gavin Jones a single. Once again, the fielder, it did go off his glove, but it was a backhand situation. And Noah Ernst hits it high in the air. Is that going to be in play or out of play? First baseman going over there, and he's got it. Big out right there, a foul pop to the first baseman in foul territory. The Ironmen bat around. They do score 3 runs. There was, let's count them up, there was 2 base hits. There was 2 Miami Trace errors, and the Ironmen leave the bases loaded. But at the end of 2 innings of play, the Ironmen have taken the lead. It's your Ironmen 3, the Miami Trace Panthers 2. This is Jackson Ironmen Baseball you're listening to on Fox Sports 1330 AM and 105.3 FM.
Sir, we're receiving an urgent message from Honda Suzuki of Jackson.
Stand by. It's the Polaris liquidation sale. Everything must go for a limited time only. Hurry into Honda Suzuki Polaris Can-Am and KO of Jackson now for the best selection. Check out the full inventory at HondaofJackson.com or call 740-286 should sale happening now. Honda Suzuki Polaris Can-Am and KO of Jackson.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project 19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
All right, we go to the top half of the third inning. Both teams got on the scoreboard in the second inning. Jackson scored 3 runs, though, to one-up Miami Trace, and they lead 3-2 as we go to the third. Eli Ray out there for his third inning of work for the Ironmen. The sophomore right-hander had a little bit of trouble in the second inning with control. He walked 2 in that inning. Also, there was an infield single there that, was unfortunate, but then one base hit. Clean base hit to left field, brought in a run as well. So here in the third, he will be facing the meat of the Miami Trace order. That's Brady Armstrong, Evan Colgrove, and Jamison Hire. That is 3, 4, and 5.
Championship game, probably against Marietta. It could be River Valley, whoever wins their contest tonight. But what an atmosphere. It's been a fun season to watch this baseball team, and it's beautiful weather right now. And
was outside for Eli Ray. Good fastball, but must have been a little outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Amy Wyand in on the grass at third base. Everybody else at normal position.
Ray wants to come in here with the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball across the letters. Armstrong might have made contact, but it was a foul tip into the glove of Noah Ernst. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ray working quickly. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Nice pitch, but a little outside, I guess. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Would you say very little?
Very little.
Pretty close.
Very little. The 3-1 pitch coming to Brady Armstrong. That pitch was outside, and Armstrong swung and missed. Anyway, strike 2.
That's one that the Miami Trace batter would like to have back.
Right, well, he's the number 3 hitter. He pitched another full count, and that is hit into center field. Cade Wooford looks like he's got a beat on it. Hit hard by Brady Armstrong, but Cade Wooford hardly had to move out of his tracks to pick off that looping line drive.
2 or 3 steps, and Cade was right there. Cade fields a big area out there in center field. As for a number of years now, be one of the players where we're gonna miss. We'll miss all the seniors.
Here is Evan Colgrove.
Last regular season game this year for Jackson, trying to clinch an undefeated Frontier Athletic Conference championship.
Swing and a miss on a letter high fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch coming to Colgrove, blocked by Ernst, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that pitch is fouled to the screen, 2-2. If we didn't know any better, Dan, at first glance, we think we're playing the Pittsburgh Pirates out there.
Really a little surprising not to see much more of the yellow on Miami Trace outfits, really. They're very dark. There's a little yellow pinstripe going down the leg.
Oh, nice curveball. Really took something off that pitch, and he's rewarded with a strikeout, his 4th of the game. And for the first time, Eli Ray has put down the first 2 batters to face him. That's good news. And this will bring up Jamison Hire, who reached on a walk back in the second. He was erased on a fielder's choice, but Miami Trace did get to score 2 runs in that inning. Pitch is low and away, ball 1. Ironmen going for their 21st win. It would be their 10th win in the conference without a defeat. Really building quite a season for themselves. That pitch is low and away again for ball 2. This is, once again, the final regular season game. After this, it's the tournament. Jackson, if they would win on Wednesday, that is Sunday. 2-0 pitch from Eli Ray. That's low and away as well. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. So Ray behind 3-0. He has retired, though, the first 2 batters to face him here in the third. 3-0 pitch. Fastball right down the heart of the plate for strike 1. Ironmen, though, to get to the district, they will have to get through either the Marietta Tigers or the River Valley Raiders on Wednesday. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Ray bounces back to square the count. Another full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
If they can get that win, Pete, they'll take on the winner of Athens and Meigs, and we've already played Athens once
Called
this year.
strike 3. Nobody left on base. Middle of the third. Ironmen 3, Miami Trace 2. You're listening to Jackson Ironmen Baseball on Fox Sports 1330 AM and 105.3 FM.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Have you been getting a lot of calls from a little boy?
Well, yes, we have.
That's my son. He always talks about how you have something for everyone.
We do if you're looking for truck parts. We have the largest selection in the area. Your son keeps calling us looking for everything.
Derek. Yes, Mom. You've got to stop bothering those nice folks at work.
But, Mom, I love talking to them.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
Home. It's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We go to the bottom half of the third inning. The Ironmen have a 3-2 lead. As Eli Ray held serve in the top of the inning, the Ironman pitcher put him down 1-2-3, and it will be the second inning of work for right-hander Xavier Lawhorn. He came in relief of in relief of Cam Morton, the starter, who was taken out when with 2 outs there in that last inning. The Ironmen were able to get 3 runs across with the help of two Miami Trace errors and a walk and a hit by pitch.
We're telling fans, Pete Wilson, be sure to be here Wednesday night at Sparky Haller Field. See if the Ironmen can win another sectional championship. If they get to go to Athens, that'll be Monday night, as you said. We will be there to broadcast. But what a beautiful facility it is over at OU. It would be really, they would really enjoy if you make the drive over to watch Jackson over there, if we can get to there.
Right, and then multiple opportunities to eat out after the game.
Many.
Right. This is Xander Irvin, the designated hitter.
But come back and eat at one of our sponsors, or
yes, now
that would be a better idea.
Right, it's not too far. What, about 40 minutes? Maybe less. That pitch is inside to Xander Irvin. 1 ball and no strikes. That pitch is inside as well for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Xander had to lean back on that one.
Ramey Wyatt on deck. Ironmen hoping to pad this 3-2 lead that they have here as they bat in the bottom of the third inning. Irvin up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch from Lawhorn. That pitch is called strike 1 on the inside corner. I'm not sure Xander agreed with that.
No, Xander did not agree with that one. He didn't look at the umpire, but he looked over toward the dugout and kind of shook his head.
Count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Might have been a touch inside.
Lawhorn rocks and throws, and that's a
beautiful hit.
Ground ball, hard ground ball up the middle. Brady Armstrong can't get over there in time, and Xander Irvin singles here to lead off the third inning.
Timed that nicely. Hit a hard ground ball that nobody had a chance at, right up the middle. Shot right by the pitcher. Just a little bit of the short stop side a second.
That is the third Jackson hit of the game, and this will bring up Raby Wyatt. He was hit by a pitch back in the second inning and came around to score.
Our third inning of getting the first runner on base.
And that's a ground ball by the pitcher again, but right at the second baseman. He throws over to first, and they get a double play.
That was tailor-made. What a shame. Hit hard, but the second baseman fields it while he's literally standing on second base, so it turns into an easy double play.
4-3, unassisted double play by the second baseman. And so just like that, instead of a runner on base, there's 2 men down, 2 men out, and nobody on base. And Wyatt hit it almost as hard as Irvin, but different circumstances out there. And this will bring up Cade Wooford, who doubled into Okay, well, I gave myself away there. Maybe I wanted him to be safe, but it was very close. Let's put it that way.
It was very close. You're right. Beautiful bunt.
Yeah, nice play there by the pitcher because I didn't think he had much of a chance to get him out over there. But the Ironmen do score another run. There was one hit. No, I'm sorry. Yes, 1 hit in the inning. There was no Miami Trace errors and 1 runner left on base at the end of 3 full innings. Now it's the Jackson Ironmen 4, the Miami Trace Panthers 2. You're listening to Jackson Ironmen Baseball on Fox Sports 1330 AM and 105.3 FM.
Start and end your day with McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur. Start your day off with a McGriddle. For lunch, how about a Big Mac or Quarter Pounder with cheese? And dinner, enjoy some McNuggets or maybe a great shake and fries. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you're always cooking up something great from your Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur McDonald's. And I'm loving it. And you will too.
And we go to the top half of the 4th inning. The Ironmen now lead 4-2. It will be Justin Robinson, Connor May, and Cam Morton, the scheduled hitters for Eli Red, who was in his 4th inning of work and pitched very well in the 3rd inning as he put down the Miami Trace Panthers 1-2-3. He has a total of 5 strikeouts now in 3 innings. And that pitch really inside. Did that hit him? They say it hit him.
Grazed him, I think. First batter gets on with a hit by a pitch. I was just ready to say that Eli looks like he's gotten stronger as the game has gone on.
Connor May will bat. He is the left fielder. He singled back in the 2nd inning. That was a big hit because it brought in the first run when the bases were loaded. And he hit it opposite field. And he appears to be going that way again and fouls it into the screen for strike 1.
He is a lefty.
No action in the bullpen down there. course, Xander has already warmed up. If he would be the next pitcher. Pitch is down low for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ironmen found themselves down 2-0 going into the bottom of half the second inning, but they've scored 3 that inning, 1 the next. They have the 4-2 lead right now. Top of the 4th.
And that is a line drive over the head of Simons into left field in no man's land, and that is the second hit for Connor May, and the first 2 runners have reached for Miami Trace here in the 4th.
Coach McGraw is going to take the walk out. Normally that means a pitching change. Let's see if that's what his decision is. May that time basically reached down and scooped that one. It was a low pitch and scooped it out over the outstretched glove of Ryan Simets, but we will see Xander Irvin come to the mound now for Jackson.
He was warming up early, Dan. I don't know whether that was by design or because Eli had some early inning trouble.
I think the plan was to pitch him at some point tonight regardless.
I think
Remember,
that's,
he warmed up
that's
continually in that 9-inning game. He was going to be the Ironmen's 3rd pitcher of record, but we had just a great job of pitching by both Ramey Wyant the first 4 innings and then Tucker Williams the last 5 for the Ironmen to pick up their 20th win on the season against a very good Waverly baseball team. That was Friday night. So now Xander's going to get that opportunity to get some innings in.
Irvin, of course, about a month ago, less than a month ago, it was announced that he had signed to play at the University of Rio Grande next year under Coach Brad Warmanot.
Going to play baseball there. It's where his daddy played a few years back.
That night I happened to be there when he signed, and Coach Warmanot said he sees Xander as an immediate help as a relief pitcher. And, of course, he often comes in relief for the Ironmen.
Has a lot of movement on his pitches. Various different type curveballs, various speeds. Certainly gives batters a different look, which makes it ideal for a relief pitcher.
Cam Morton, who started out as the pitcher, make sure that that's still him in that number 8 spot when he turns around. Yep, it is, number 15. So Xander Irvin comes in at a kind of a big time here. The Ironmen have a 2-run lead, but Miami Trace has put the potential tying runs on base with nobody out.
Hit by a pitch and a solid single to left center field. Trace trying to catch up in a game which they trail by a score of 4-2 to our Ironmen.
And so Xander Irvin has got his complement of warm-up pitches and is ready to go. Of course, he had warmed up in the bullpen earlier, so he should be ready. First pitch coming to Cam Morton. Pitch is an overhand curveball down low for ball 1. Irvin coming in a little bit of a jam. 2 runners on base, nobody out. Ironmen trying to protect the 2-run lead. There's the pitch. Pitch is off the plate just a little bit for ball 2. Let's see if Morton tries to make Irvin throw a strike here with the count 2-0. And that is a line drive. Campbell's got it. Almost had a chance to double off the runner at first, but he was alert. Campbell had his eyes on that. It was a little looping line drive and not hit that hard, and Campbell was able to spear it, and he would have had a chance to pick off the runner at first, but he alertly got back there. So big first out there for Xander Irvin, coming in relief with 2 runners, and this will bring up Austin Bodecker, who walked. And there's a runner trying to go to third, and he's going to be safe. The throw from Ernst was offline just a little bit, and the runner is able to get there, and both runners move up.
Pitch was outside, so Noah had to step to his right, made the throw a little harder by the time he turned around, threw a rocket down there, but the stolen base had already taken place.
Well, that's a big play there because Trace needs 2 runs to draw even, and now they've got both runners in scoring position. Pitch to Bodecker, swing and a miss, strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pete, we've broadcast football, basketball, and baseball. It's 3rd season, or the 3rd type of season we've broadcast for this young man. He plays all 3 sports.
Nice curveball. I guess it stayed just a little bit high.
Just a little bit high there.
For ball two.
Pretty pitch.
Was he a starter in basketball, Bodecker?
Six-man.
Six-man.
Really aggressive defender, played hard. He's played 3 years there in varsity basketball.
2-1 pitch to Bodecker. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike two. Ironman defense is in on the corners, but deep at shortstop at second. Outfield, straightaway and deep for Bodecker. The count to Bodecker is 2-2. And Bodecker calls timeout. Takes a practice swing, steps back in. Big play right here. Bodecker did get a big walk back in the second inning when Miami Trace scored 2 runs. There's the pitch. Oh, looked very nice, and they do bring him up for strike
Pretty pitch, fastball. Bodecker watched it go right across the outside corner of the plate. Big strikeout, 2 outs now by Xander Irvin.
And here is Gage Stuckey. He's going to be a tough out. He has singled and walked so far. Bats from the left side. He's got 2 teammates on board at third and second. The pitch to Stuckey. Curveball a little bit low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
I think stat-wise, and I've seen stats online, Stuckey has over a 400 average for this Miami Trace team for the season.
And there's a ground ball. Ramey Wyatt's got it on the short hop over to first. Got him. Big out right there. Xander Irvin comes on and retires him 1-2-3 after the first 2 runners were on. Great job by him in the inning for Miami Trace. No runs. There was 1 base hit. There was no Jackson errors and 2 runners left on base. So in the middle of the 4th inning, the Ironmen hold on to that lead. It's Jackson 4, Miami Trace 2. You're listening to Jackson Ironman Baseball on Fox Sports 1330 AM and 105.3 FM.
Baby, Ramey's Homes is all shook up over our low rock bottom prices. One of America's most popular manufactured and modular homes. Ramey's Homes has the largest selection of quality built to manufactured homes in southern Ohio with the most flexible terms available. Don't be cruel. Hurry to Ramey's Mobile Homes, 7 miles west of MacArthur on Route 50 and 2 miles south of Chillicothe on US 23, baby. And we'll see you there, Teddy Bear.
How do you hothead? Build your own burrito or bowl, or pick a craft recipe from Leroy's lineup. At Hothead Burritos, we have bold burrito and bowl combinations, like the Hawaiian with fresh pineapple, seasoned chicken, and sweet habanero sauce. The Jalapeno Ranch, loaded with tender, meaty steak. And Leroy's Spicy Chicken, featuring our famous Hothead sauce. Burrito or bowl, our craft menu features even more of what you love. More choices, more flavor. It's all yours at Hothead Burritos.
Todd Compton here tonight, Pete Wilson, and gave us an update on neighboring Vinton County. They are taking on Greenfield in sectional tournament play-in game, and it is Greenfield 3, Vinton County 2. They got a good one going. It's in the 5th inning.
That's over at Greenfield, I believe. Vinton County.
Yes.
Greenfield, the better seed there. But the Vikings have had some success here and there and hoping to pull off what would, I guess, be considered an upset on the road, and they're in that game. So good luck to our friends from the north. And leading off for the Ironmen in this inning will be Boston Campbell, be the top of the order against Xavier Lawhorn. Campbell walked in the first inning, reached on an error in the second inning. So they haven't got him out yet.
Jackson didn't score in the first, but they've scored in the next 2 innings, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. Bottom of the 4th, they hold a 4-2 lead. Top of the order up, as you said, all Frontier Athletic Conference. Boston Campbell, a senior, what a senior year he's had a great season, was all league in basketball also, first team.
Very dependable ball player. You know, whatever you ask him to do out there and on baseball.
Can actually pitch some too, but he's such a solid second baseman.
He can. We've seen him out there on the mound before. Good hitter, good on base percentage, very good defender out there at second base. Very solid all the way around. Easy to see why he's an all-league player. And there is a deep fly to the
That's
left
in the
center
gap.
field. It's way back there, and it's going to go into the gap all the way to the fence. And Boston Campbell is speeds into second base with a stand-up double. And Dan, he tagged that one.
Well, wasn't it a nice moment to be bragging about Boston right then? And boy, did he turn on that one. That was right dead center in left center field. Lands right in front of the fence. He coasts into second base with a big double.
And this will bring up Ryan Simetz, the shortstop. He flied out to center and reached on a walk, and the Ironmen get the leadoff runner on a double by Campbell. And so, you know, they have a chance to build on that 4-2 lead here in the fourth. That's a nice curveball into Simetz. Nice pitch by Lawhorns, called strike one. Ironmen with the top of the order here, another chance to score here. See if they can do it. Curveball stays inside for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He started to show a bunt, pulled the bat back because it was a high inside pitch. Third baseman can't come in too far because Boston Campbell on second base.
And Simetz hits a hard grounder under the shortstop, gets through the shortstop.
Might be a run.
And Campbell is going to try to score. Left fielder's got it, but he didn't come up with it cleanly, and Campbell is able to score without a throw. I'm going to have to say that's an error. It was hit hard, Dan, but kind of through the wicket.
2 times tonight, Boston gets a run in with a hard hit shot to shortstop, which he bobbled. That time, Ryan hits a shot at the third baseman, gets his glove on it, but can't field it cleanly. Both turn into errors, but both were big hits, taking an opportunity to hit the ball hard, and both resulted into runs.
Well, I tell you what, Dan, in my scorebook, I have an error on 3 pretty hard hit balls by the Ironmen. Yes, they were errors.
Good
but
at
the
bats.
Ironmen hit the ball hard.
Very good at bats, and the Trace is now going to bring on their third pitcher.
And it's a 5-2 ball game. And so the Ironmen have a chance to do some more add-on here.
Jackson scored 5 straight runs, found themselves down 2-0 in the top of the second.
And I tell you what, they are putting Gage Stuckey, who is maybe their #1 pitcher out there, Dan.
Very interesting, unless they just want to get him warmed up a little bit to go be able to go Wednesday. But that is very interesting, isn't it?
Right.
Obviously, when tournament play starts.
Talked to one of the parents here who kind of, you know, they're interested. They got an athletic background. They kind of watch the app Game Changer where you actually have, you know, the scorecards on there.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that Stuckey is probably #1 and Armstrong is #2. And this is Stuckey on, the third pitcher, a left-hander. It could be that maybe in the sectional they're not going to start Stuckey, and they want to get him some work anyway.
Trace will be facing Circleville.
What's the
at
seeds
the time
there?
of the it's a 6 seed is Miami Trace, 11 seed for Circleville. At the time of the drawing, I don't have it quite up to date. We know Miami Trace is 14-7. Circleville was 9-11 when the seeds were put in there. So they've played maybe a game or 2 since then, but around a 500 team. So you obviously have to think Miami Trace has to feel good about their opportunities. They would be taking on, with a win, the Sheridan. Well, we assume it will be Sheridan. They're going to play the winner of a 14 seed and a 19 seed, Hillsboro Logan Elm.
There was another thing too. I'm talking to one of the Ironmen coaches who had talked with one of the Miami Trace coaches, and they felt like they were worried about being a little rusty because of the weather and postponements. They had not played a whole lot. Jackson had, even with the postponements, got in a couple games there at the end of the week, and so could be just trying to get Stuckey maybe an inning or 2 of work. But anyway, whatever the explanation, he is out there trying to keep the Ironmen right now at a 3-run lead, 5-2. A double by Campbell, a hard hit ball to the third baseman that we ruled as an error off the bat of Ryan Simetz, brought Campbell in. Simetz is over at first base. And Stuckey will face Gavin Jones, who was singled and struck out. Looks like Stuckey has finished his warm-up tosses.
Still nobody out. 1 run in the inning. Boston Campbell scored on the hard hit shot right at the third baseman by Ryan Simetz. Wasn't fielded cleanly. Ryan beats it out easily. as it goes into left field, and Boston scores the Ironmen's 5th run of this contest. Pete will warn the listening audience. They'll think you're not quitting, but you're going to put on your editor's hat here sometime soon, as you have to leave the broadcast to go cover City Council tonight.
Right, that's right. Hey, we were multitasking. You were working,
Well,
I was working. We're still doing what we can.
I was going to say, with the Olympics coming on, that's track season going on. It's kind of a relay type team.
Yeah, that's right.
You hand the baton over to me when you need.
And that pitch is outside, ball 1. Gets away from the catcher just a little bit there. Not enough for Simons to consider trying to move up.
We'll both be back Wednesday night, though.
Right, exactly. Doesn't matter what else is going on. We'll be there for the tournament. 1-0 pitch coming from Stuckey. Looks over at Simons. That pitch is down low and away. Ball 2.
Stuckey's a lefty, so he has a pretty good view of Ryan Simets on first base. Peeks his direction.
2-0 pitch coming. And there is a chopper. And that is going to make it into the outfield. Simon stops the second. Not hit that hard, but a high chopper, that shortstop over his head as he tried to move over. I'm not sure he would have had any play anywhere. I don't think he would have.
No, and that shows you a little bit how strong Gavin is. He hit the ball hard into the ground. It bounces over the infielders into left field. So the Ironmen now first and second. 1 run in, nobody out yet.
No, Ernst, he is struck out and popped up, fouled out, 0 for 2. So 2 men on now for the Ironmen in a 5-2 ball game.
The listening audience wondering, Nolan Johnson getting to sit out another game, possibly very capable of hitting if he wants to, but what we see, tweaked a hamstring last week, so they're trying to give him a little bit of a time to get rested up, especially for Wednesday coming up.
And Ernst squares to bunt, a little bit of a surprise there, and did not get it, and it's called strike 1. Xander Irvin is on deck. Ironmen have scored once, have a chance for more here. They try to put a little distance between themselves and these tough Miami Trace Panthers. Ernst squares again, and he misses again on a bunt. They
threw behind.
They threw that through there, and it was offline, but the shortstop able to make the play. And Ernst has tried to bunt twice unsuccessfully, and I don't think he's probably going to do that again with an 0-2 count.
No, I think Noah's going to be swinging away. 2 runners on, 0-2 count, but no outs.
Stuckey comes to the plate and fouled out a play. Ernst had a good cut at it, but fouled it out a play to the right. Long look by Stuckey, looks back at the runner at second. Runners run at second base, and
it gets away.
And Ernst strikes out, and the ball got away from the catcher. The pitcher actually recovers it. Ernst goes down on a strikeout on a pitch that might have been low.
I think he was trying to protect the runners. They were both going on the pitch, so Noah's trying to just make contact. Couldn't do it. Pitch got away, but runners advance, and there is 1 out now.
For Xander Irvin. So 1 out, but the runners are on third and second right now. Goes down as a strikeout for Stuckey. Pitch to Irvin is a fastball that's a little bit too high for ball 1.
With 1 out, first base is open.
Ramey Wyatt would bat next for the Ironmen.
Infield is in, playing in.
And that
gets away.
That gets off the
Here comes Ryan.
Glove. Simons scores, and he's under the tag. Good alert play by Simons to score. That went all the way to the backstop, and the catcher kind of had to throw off bounce. It looked like they were going to have a play, but Simons slid under safely without a tag. And so Good alertness there by Simons. Ironman very aggressive when the ball gets away from the catcher with a runner on third base, and it happened again right there. The Ironman on a wild pitch makes it 6-2. Going to third base, of course, is Gavin Jones. And that's called strike to Xander Irvin. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Ironmen now with 2 more have gone up 6-2 after being down 2-0 in the second inning. And Irvin fouls back with the screen our direction for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stuckey winds and throws the 1-2 pitch, and that is a chopper to the third baseman, throws over to first rather, and got him. Gavin Jones was running on the play. The third baseman
took a look,
he took a look, but he didn't think he could get him, and he threw Irvin out at first. So Irvin, that's the best kind of ground out you want because it scores a run.
Slowly hit to third, and I think he could have had a play on Gavin, but instead he goes to first, so we get run number 7 in.
The key there was Gavin was running on contact.
Yes.
And he scores the 7th run of the game. There's nobody on base, but the Ironmen now lead 7-2. And Ramey Wyatt takes a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. The Ironmen 7 unanswered runs now to take a semi-commanding 7-2 lead. Swing and a miss on another fastball, strike 2. Wyatt starts to swing, but holds up, and they're going to ask the umpire down there, and they say he swung. So Wyatt is rung up on the check swing strikeout, but the Ironmen put 3 more runs on the board. There was 2 base hits, and there was 1 error. There's 2. You're listening to Jackson Ironman Baseball on Fox Sports, 1330 AM and 105.3 FM.
Financial advisor Chad Niddle of Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Cincinnati Reds baseball on 97 Country the Bull, WCJO.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. I believe feeling rich is less about reaching a magic number and more about living life on your terms, with financial strategies that help support a life you love. Because the key to being rich is knowing what counts. So contact me today at 740-286-4872 and let's find your rich.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Sir, we're receiving an urgent message from Honda Suzuki of Jackson.
Stand by. It's the Polaris liquidation sale. Everything must go for a limited time only. Hurry into Honda Suzuki Polaris Can-Am and KO of Jackson now for the best selection. Check out the full inventory at HondaofJackson.com or call 740-286-4956. Yes, we have it on radar. Look at that big red roof. Do not wait. Immediate financing available. The Polaris liquidation sale happening now. Honda Suzuki Polaris Can-Am and KO of Jackson.
We're back here at Sparky Howler Field, and it has been 3 very impressive offensive innings for the Jackson Ironmen. Found themselves down by a score of 2-0 after an inning and a half, but it's been Jackson scoring 3 runs, then 1, then 3 more in the 4th, and they have the 7-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Miami Trace coming to plate. It'll be Austin Brown up at the plate. The first pitch is hit hard up the middle, and it will be a single. Austin Brown is the first runner on tonight. Xander Irvin is on the mound, pitched himself out of a jam previously, did a nice job in relief. Eli Ray, starting pitcher for Jackson tonight, left the game with a 4-2 lead and then got out of a jam was Xander Irvin, but the Ironmen now with a 7-2 lead, and the first runner wrong, the number 3 hitter for Miami Trace. And I will struggle just a little bit, get on by an error and a fielder's choice. It looks like Pete's handwriting is always challenging, but we'll do our best as the book has been handed over to me. Pete put on his editor's hat and is headed to a city council meeting. First curveball by Xanders, a little bit high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Runner on first. That pitch is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. 7-2, the Ironmen trying to win a Gold Ball trophy. That means you go undefeated in the Frontier Athletic Conference. That pitch shade outside, so right-hander Xander Irvin. That pitch is low, so it will be a 4-pitch walk. Trace gets their first 2 batters on. That'll bring up Evan Colgrove, the cleanup hitter. He's actually 0-2 on the evening. 0 for 2, but he has 2 men on, nobody out. Curveball hangs a little bit high, and we're going to see Coach Williams take the walk out and talk things over with Xander. Nobody in the Jackson bullpen at the moment. This is just maybe a little motivational speech going to take place. Top of the 5th inning, the first 2 Trace batters get on, one with a single, the next with a walk. Senior Xander Irvin on the mound. Jackson 20-4 on the season, trying to pick up win number 21 this baseball season. That would be an excellent way to step into the sectional championship game, which will be held here at Sparky Haller Field on Wednesday night. Try to make an effort to be down here and root this Jackson baseball team on. If you can't, we will bring it to you. We will stream it live and be on the radio. There's a pitch that is fouled back by Colgrove. 1 ball, 1 strike. Usually when Coach Williams heads out to the mound, good things usually happen after he talks to his pitchers. Colgrove shows a bunt, but the curveball hangs a little high. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 runners on, nobody out. That pitch, I think he swung on it. It was high and inside. Runner from second was running. He's easily to third base, but that was a strike. Well, the umpires are going to talk it over. If that stays, the runners will be on the corners. 2-2 will be the count. Still nobody out. They didn't ask the first base umpire on the swing, but it was pretty obvious he took enough of a swing at it, even though it was in kind of in protection. Now Coach McGraw discusses things with the umpire, home plate umpire, and I think we're about ready to play again. Runners on the corners. Evan Colgrove, cleanup hitter from Miami Trace. 2-2 the count, nobody out. Jackson with the 7-2 lead. Here's the pitch, and it's a high curve ball, make it a full count. Amy Wyatt in near the grass on third base. Other infielders in a normal position. There's a foul ball hit back. Colgrove protects himself at the plate, still a full count. Trace trying to play themselves back in this contest. They're down by 5 runs, but they have an opportunity here. That pitch is a swing and a miss and a big strikeout for Xander Irvin. Xander had a called third strikeout there in the previous inning as he was pitching himself out of a 2-men-on situation. 1 out now, runners still on the corners. Jamison Heyer is the center fielder. First pitch by Xander is a ball. Irvin, a senior. Jamison Heyer at the plate, and he fouls this one straight back and over Huron Street. 1-1 the count, 1 out. 2 runners on. They're on the corners. Trace trying to work their way back in this contest in which they are down by 5 runs. The righty Xander's curveball is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, low and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nice job by Noah Ernst to keep that one in front of him. There's a pitch and a swing and a miss. Full count. That was a fastball by Xander. Got it past higher. Full count coming. That's a foul ball back once again over here on Street. So we still have the count full, 1 out, runners on the corners. There's a swing and a miss. Pitch was a little bit low and outside, but the batter swings and misses. That's back-to-back strikeouts after the first 2 runners get on base. Now there are 2 outs, runners on the corners. Justin Robinson, the catcher. He's a senior. And that pitch is hit high in the air to left field. Tucker Williams back right at the fence and makes the catch. Right at the bottom of the big left field fence there for the Ironmen, but Xander Irvin pitches his way out of trouble for the 2nd inning in a row. No runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 men left on. So after 5.5 innings, it is your Jackson Ironmen 7, Miami Trace 2. You are listening to Jackson Ironmen Baseball on Fox Sports 105.3 and 1330 AM.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
Hello, Osborne Equipment Service.
I need to order pizza.
We don't have any pizza.
Can I get a cheeseburger?
We don't have any food. I think you might have the wrong number.
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with parts and service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs. And we're family owned and operated. We don't do food, but I've got a truck so I can go pick up a pizza if you want.
While you're at it, my mom wants a salad.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
Back here at Sparky Howler Field, and boy, the last 2 innings, nice job by senior Xander Irvin. We see pitchers down in the bullpen for the Ironmen, but Xander Irvin gave Coach McGraw 2 great innings, pitched out of trouble both times, came into the game with 2 runners on scoring base and nobody out. He pitches out of that. Lets the first 2 get on with a hit and a walk this last inning, the top of the 5th inning, and he pitches his way out of that one with back-to-back strikeouts to finish up. Jackson 7, Miami Trace 2. See Gage Stuckey on the mound. As we had mentioned, he's one of the top pitchers for this Miami Trace team, but he's the 3rd pitcher of the evening for Miami Trace. Cade Wooford will lead it off for the Ironmen, followed by Bodie Wooford. Cade has scored 2 runs. He had the big 2-base hit to drive in 2 runs early. Cade will step up to the plate. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're down here, a beautiful evening for baseball. Very little breeze. If anything, it's opposite of what it normally is, heading out a little bit toward left field. First pitch to Cade is a strike. Leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wow, we just heard the score that River Valley defeated Marietta in a bit of an upset. That's what happens in tournament play by a score of 7-2. If Hayden is right on that. He sure he is. Okay, we got a call in on that one, so that will be the opponent for the Jackson Ironmen on Wednesday. There's a swing, a miss, but the catcher doesn't catch it. Cade Wooford heads down first baseman. The catcher able to throw him out, so it does work as a strikeout, but Cade just barely gets beat out on the play to first base. 1 out. So we now know the opposition for Jackson Wednesday night will be River Valley. Interestingly, as River Valley, I think at the time of the drawing, came in with a 2-13 record. There's a hard ground ball to the shortstop. Bodie trying to beat it out. The throw there, and he's out. Once again, Bodie's been beat out by half a step a couple times tonight. Nice play there by the shortstop. The Ironmen get a quick 2 outs. River Valley's record at the time of the draw was 2-13, but they beat a Marietta team that was, I think, 9-9 on the season. A little bit of an upset there because River Valley comes in with the number 20 seed. Marietta was number 13. Tucker Williams, who made that catch right at the base of the fence to end the last or the top of the 5th inning. Tucker getting time in left field. Tucker can play any position. There's a foul ball back. It's a 1-1 count on Tucker. 2 outs, as we said, in the bottom of the 5th. Saving Tucker, Ramey, and Gavin for tournament play, which will start Wednesday night, 5 o'clock. Here at Sparky Howler Field. There's a long shot by Tucker. He turned on that one. That's going to be at least again. It's over the fence. Home run by junior Tucker Williams. I thought it might hit the fence. Left fielder was looking up, so we knew it was off the fence at the very best, but it clears the tall fence there in left field, and Tucker Williams gives the Ironmen their 8th run, and as far as I know, his first home run this season. Gets high fives from the whole dugout of the Jackson Ironmen, and the Ironmen lead is now 8-2. Ironmen now have scored in 4 straight innings. 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and now 1 more in the bottom of the 5th. 8-2 is your lead. Boston Campbell back to the plate. Boston scored in the last time up. He's gotten on by an error, which was very close to a hit. Matter of fact, Boston's been on 4 times tonight. Hit a deep double in the gap there and ended up scoring for the Ironmen as they scored 3 times in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a quick 2-0 count to Boston. There are no outs. I'm sorry, there are 2 outs. They just don't have those up on the board yet. Pitch to Boston, our leadoff hitter. That one gets away. It is quickly 3-0. Trying to see who actually is warming up down in the bullpen for the Ironmen. They have multiple players down there. Don't know if we'll have seen, if they're content with the 2 innings of work by Xander Irvin. Outstanding 2 innings of pitching. There is a low pitch. That'll be a walk. Boston on once again. 2 outs. Boston on first base, and he'll talk things over with Ryan Simez. Simez hit the ball hard right at the third baseman that resulted in getting the Ironmen a run. He then ends up scoring himself in the 3-run inning in the 4th inning. Talking things over with Coach McGraw. Be curious to see if Coach McGraw wants to make a pitching change in the 6th inning. We've seen Boston Campbell, Bodie Wooford all in relief opportunities. Fouls. 3 hits last game. Sophomore season. Curveball curves in and over the plate. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, 1 runner on. Campbell on first. Tucker Williams with the big home run to get the Ironmen their 8th run here. That one's in the dirt, and now Boston will take a look at it. Catcher's down. The ball is right behind him, but he's still down on his knees. That one hurt on there. Boston coasts down to second base, so he is in scoring position. The catcher's still down. That might have hurt him in a sore spot. Takes your breath away sometimes. We'll see the head coach and Jason Crawford out to check things with him. Gives the infield a chance to talk the situation over. Man on second, 2 outs. 1 run in on a towering shot over the tall left field fence here at Jackson High School by Tucker Williams. Ryan Simetz at bat. He's behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Catcher's still down. He's not having a good moment right here. Going to give him a moment here to get his wits. Remember, and the score we heard is that River Valley has upset Marietta by a score of 7-2, and that will be the opponent for your Jackson Ironmen in just 48 hours here on Sparky Howler Field. It'll be a sectional championship matchup. We think Gavin Jones will hear for sure from Coach McGraw. Will probably get the nod as the starting pitcher. Catcher's up on his feet now. Gets a round of applause by everybody. Let's see if he stays in the game or they're going to make a change. Still trying to walk off. He's still not feeling good. Jason Crawford's still out chatting with him. Jackson, how many times have we said this year how lucky we are with the medical staff that takes care of our Jackson Ironmen. Jason, he's everywhere. All sports. Catcher getting a drink of water. Still trying to get his wits about him. Looks like he is going to stay into the game. Gage Stuckey talking it over with all his infielders. Ryan Simetz will be at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the catcher is walking toward the dugout. Let's see if they make a position change. Now he's walking back toward home plate. Still walking off a ball that hit in the dirt, bounced up on him. Probably caught him in a very painful position in the spot. Now he's back in a stance behind home plate. We think he's going to continue on. Bottom of the 5th inning. Jackson 8. Miami Trace 2. Ironmen trying to advance to 21-4 on the season. They were 3-3 at once. This would be a 15. Well, it's a 14-game winning streak right now. They're trying to get win number 15 in a row. That in itself is pretty special. Frontier Athletic League champions, that is special. A win tonight makes them an undefeated league champion, and that is even more special. Ryan Simetz will walk back toward the plate. We'll continue on. 2 outs, Boston Campbell on second. Left-hander Gage Stuckey. Eyes home plate, takes a peek back at Boston. His pitch is hit hard by Ryan Simetz to the shortstop. It's going to be a long throw, and it is wide. Ryan is in. Boston Campbell will score easily. Ryan will advance to second base. We'll call that one a single. He hit a bouncer that was going to be a tough play for the shortstop toward the hole. Shortstop's throw goes past first base, but it looked to me like Ryan was there anyway. We'll give him that in an RBI. And the Ironmen scored 2 runs here in the inning. They now have a 9-2 lead, and now we can kind of consider this. Jackson could get to 12 runs, this game would be over. It'd be regulation. Still have a ways to go for that. Gavin Jones up at the plate. Gavin had a hit and a run scored. There's a pop-up. The shortstop's chasing it down. It's in foul territory, and it's caught. So that will end the inning. But not until the Ironmen score 2 runs on 2 hits. One of those, a home run by Tucker Williams, and that makes the score now Jackson 9, Miami Trace 2, and we'll head to the top of the 6th inning. This is Jackson Ironman Baseball on 105.3 Fox Sports Radio and 103.3 AM. We'll be back in a moment.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Vinton County National Bank wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Start and end your day with McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur. Start your day off with a McGriddle. For lunch, how about a Big Mac or Quarter Pounder with cheese? And dinner, enjoy some McNuggets or maybe, and I'm loving it. And you will too.
Pretty night of baseball, Sparky Haller Field, good crowd on hand, starting to get bigger and bigger every home game. Let's see a big crowd here Wednesday night, and the Ironmen will be playing in a sectional championship. Jackson trying to finish the regular season with their 21st win. They have a great opportunity to do so, but they got to get 6 more outs. We're at the top of the 6th inning, and it is Jackson 9, Miami Trace 2. Ironmen found themselves behind 2-0 in this contest, but have scored the next 9 runs. And so now it's a matter of seeing if they can get 6 more outs and enjoy another victory. Xander Irvin stays on the mound. He has pitched himself 2 very impressive innings in which he has pitched out of trouble both times and has done a beautiful job. He's starting now in his 3rd inning of pitching. That curveball is going to hang a little bit to the outside. Xander inherited 2 runners in the 4th inning and strikes out a couple batters. And then last inning puts the first 2 runners on with a single and a walk. He gets 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. Or I'm sorry, a fly out. That was fly out to deep left field, but he gets out of that inning. No runs scored. First batter up will be Connor May. Connor is in the 7th spot in the order. He has scored a run tonight for Miami Trace, and there's 4 pitches and 4 balls, so Connor May once again will be the first runner on. Trying to look, is it all but 1 inning tonight? Trace has gotten their first runner on, but our pitchers have pitched out opportunities here. Now there's a shot down the left field line. That is by Cam Morton. Morton hits it to the fence, so runners will advance. It'll be a double, and runners advance to 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Morton really turned on that one. Hits it all the way to the base of the left field fence. Tucker Williams chases it down, gets it back in, but the Miami Trace Panthers have runners in scoring position. Nobody out. Quick 2 runners on. Right-hander Xander facing the right-handed Austin Bodeker. And that curveball hangs high, stays out of the strike zone. 1 ball, no strikes. 9-2 your Ironman lead, but once again, as we've said most of the evening, Miami Trace knocking on the door. That pitch is in the dirt, dug out nicely by Noah Ernst. Keeps it in front of him. 2 balls, no strikes. Ramey Wyatt right at the grass on 3rd base. It appears there's a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Ironman will concede a run to get an out as Simez and Campbell are back at normal positions, as is Gavin Jones. Here's the pitch. Ooh, and it's on the inside corner. A nice pitch. 2nd strike. 2-2 your count. No outs yet. Boddicker has struck out and got on with a walk. That was way back in the second inning when they did their damage and scored 2 runs. There's a ball hit over to Boston Campbell. He fields it cleanly. The throw over to Gavin Jones gets the first out, but a run scores. So we'll give him a fielder's choice. That gives him an RBI. 1 run is in, and the runner on second, Morton, advances to third. Runners are on the corners. 1 out. We go back to the top of the order, and it's the left-handed pitcher and batter, Gage Stuckey at the plate. Stuckey got on his first 2 times, one with a single, the other with a walk. We did get him on a ground out his last one, and there's the first pitch by Xander is a strike. 1 out, runners on the corners. 1 run in, 9-3, your Ironmen lead. That pitch is low and outside, 1-1 your count. Ironman had people warming up last inning in the bullpen. Nobody there as we speak. See if Coach McGraw wants to stay with Xander. Shows bunt, then pulls the bat back, and it is a strike on the outside corner, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on third base. Ironman, I think, will concede a slow ground ball, taken out for the run. Infield is not in tight. They're in normal position. There's a pitch back to third, and it's a pickoff. A nice job by Xander Irvin. He sees the runner sneaking a little bit too far off third base, and he makes the throw over to Ramey Wyatt. They get the tag on, and that's out number 2. Stuckey still at the plate. That one's in the dirt, goes back to the backstop. 2-2 your count. 9-3 Jackson once again with the lead. Nice pickoff play by Xander Irvin. He has pitched out of trouble each inning. Two and 2 outs. That one's in the dirt also. Back to the backstop. No damage though. It's a full count. Top of the 6th inning. 1 run in for Miami Trace. They hadn't scored since the 2nd inning. They now find themselves behind by a score of 9-3 to our Jackson Ironmen. That pitch is hit deep into left field. Tucker Williams runs back right. Oh, and it hits his glove and bounces out. So he will be able to coast in. Stuckey will coast into second base. That'll be an error by our left fielder. Now a man on second. Still 2 outs. That one ends up right in front of the fence, that fly ball. We'll see Austin Brown come up to the plate. He had a hit last inning, but was left at second base as Xander Irvin pitched out of trouble in that particular inning. Brown's their second hitter in the lineup. There's a nice curve ball over the inside corner, and that'll be a strike. 0-1, your count, 2 outs. Stuckey, who is now pitching, is on second base. That throw goes all the way to the backstop, and that will allow him to coast down to third base. Man on third with 2 outs. One ball, 1 strike. 2 down. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch by senior Xander Irvin, just a little bit high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on third. Not much lead there. That pitch is a strike, 2-2, evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third base, Jackson with the 6-run lead. This will be the 3rd inning of work for Xander Irvin if he can get this out. Timeout's called as the batter steps out of the box. Back in, ready to go. The pitch, curveball, a little bit low and outside. 3 ball, 2 strikes. He's been at this count before. That pitch is a strike, called strike. Another strikeout for Xander Irvin, and he pitches the Ironmen out of a little bit of trouble here in the 9th inning, but the score stands after 5.5 innings. It is your Jackson Ironmen 9, Miami Trace 3. You're listening to Jackson Ironmen Baseball on Fox Sports 105.3 and 130 AM. I think we all still
And here's the
listen to
Mona
FM
Lisa,
a little
painted
bit
between
more.
1500 and 1503 by Leonardo da Vinci. This is quite possibly the most recognized painting in the world.
Whatever you do, Cliff, stay away from that painting.
Don't worry about it. I have everything under control. Oops.
Some things are easier to fix than others. Thank goodness your car is one of them. If you ever find yourself in an accident, give the professionals at Monroe's Frame and Collision a call and let them get you back on the road in no time.
In Jackson, call 288-1313.
Our family works hard so we can serve your family. That's the motto at Ramey's Used Cars, which is located 7 miles west of MacArthur on US Route 50 next to Ramey's Homes. Ramey's has been providing quality pre-owned vehicles since 1970, and Ramey's also has a high-quality parts department. Give Ramey's Automotive a call today at 596-4694, and don't forget to check out John's weekly specials. Just look for the signs and the vehicles in the front of the lot.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and it's been all Jackson Ironmen from the 2nd inning on. They found themselves down 2-0 after the top of the 2nd. That's when Trace scored 2 of their 3 runs, and then it's been Jackson scoring in 4 straight innings. 3 runs, 1 run, 3 runs, then 2. And they want to try to score in that 5th inning. That would be this particular inning, the bottom of the 6th. We see a lot of activity down in the bullpen for the Ironmen. Multiple pitchers down there. I can't quite tell who it is at the moment. It's early on for the Ironman, the sophomore, then was replaced by the senior. The senior has pitched out of trouble 3 innings in a row and has done a nice. Gage Stuckey still getting warm-up pitches in. Noah Ernst for the Ironmen. Let's see. Slide out. And struck out twice. Noah, cleanup hitter for Jackson, is due. Naturally is fielding his outstanding job as usual behind home plate. Bottom of the 6th inning, 9-3 your Ironman lead. A 4-run inning would send us home. If not, we need to get Trace out 3 more times, and the Ironmen pick up win number 21 on the season. First pitch, a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Athletic Conference, they already wear the champion's crown. There's a pitch that would be called a strike. No outs. Noah leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a fly ball to right field, but it's going to drift foul. Out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We have unofficially heard that River Valley has upset Marietta tonight to become the Ironmen's opponent in a sectional championship game that will be held here Wednesday night, 5 o'clock here at Sparky Haller Field. There's a curveball hit deep to left field, but it's not deep enough. The left fielder will coast under it and make the catch. That'll be the first out in the inning. Xander Irvin, who has done a spectacular job relief pitching for Jackson tonight, coming up. He had a single early on, has scored a run. Good night at work for Xander, both at the plate and on the mound. The first pitch is a strike. Said multiple pitchers warming up Jackson down in the Jackson bullpen, so we maybe have seen Xander's last pitch of the night. 1 ball, 1 strike. That curveball hangs a little high. Xander, the 5th hitter in the lineup tonight. There's a pitch, a swing and a miss on a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That curve is going to catch the outside edge, and that will be a called 3rd strike. 2 outs in the inning. Ramey Wyan will come to the plate. Ramey was hit by a pitch, as he's been done many a times this year. He did score a run in that 1st inning, or 2nd inning, when the Ironmen picked up 3 runs to take the lead. Pitch a little bit high, ball 1. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Jackson 9. Miami Trace, Frontier Athletic opponent, 3. There's a curveball, be outside, 2-0 the count. Ramey having an outstanding senior season, been a very good baseball player for this program. It's a strike. Ramey, probably Gavin Jones, you would say, is our #1 starter. Ramey #2. He or Tucker Williams share that honor. They will be counted on to get a sectional championship win. There's a ground ball slowly hit to the second baseman. It's going to be a quick play, and he gets him by a half a step. So ground out by Ramey Wyatt. The Ironmen go down in order, 1, 2, and 3. No hits that inning, no errors, nobody left on base. So after 6 innings of play, it is Jackson 9, Miami Trace 3. You're listening to Jackson Ironman Baseball once again on 105.3 Fox Sports and 1330 AM.
How do you, Hothead? Build your own burrito or bowl, or pick a craft recipe from Leroy's lineup. At Hothead Burritos, we have bold burrito and bowl combinations, like the Hawaiian with fresh pineapple, seasoned chicken, and sweet habanero sauce. The Jalapeno Ranch, loaded with tender, meaty steak. And Leroy's Spicy Chicken, featuring our famous Hothead sauce. Burrito or bowl, our craft menu features even more of what you love. More choices, more flavor. It's all yours at Hothead Burritos.
Financial advisor Chad Niddle of Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Cincinnati Reds baseball on 97 Country the Bull WCJO.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. I believe feeling rich is less about reaching a magic number and more about living life on your terms, with financial strategies that help support a life you love. Because the key to being rich is knowing what counts. So contact me today at 740-286-4872 and let's find your rich.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Top of the 7th inning, the Ironmen trying to clinch a victory here. They're going to do it with Ryan Simet, sophomore shortstop's going to move a few feet to the pitcher's mound. Tucker Williams will move into the shortstop position and trying to see who we've got out in left field. That will be Eli Ray, who started the night, is going to move out to left field. We're going to let Ryan Simets, and I think I mentioned multiple other relievers. I failed to mention Ryan. He's getting an inning of work here. We've seen, as we've said before, Coach McGraw has excellent depth on this team as far as pitching staff goes. Ryan Simats has multiple times done some pitching. I think he even had one start earlier in the year. Boston Campbell has come in relief. He has had a start. Bodie Wooford has pitched a number of times out of the bullpen. 3 top starters: Tucker Williams, Gavin Jones, Ramey Wyant. By the way, Ramey Wyant's out of the lineup right now. We see Easton McGraw in at third base. Ryan Simets trying to close it down for the Jackson Ironmen. He will face the heart of the order for Miami Trace, and it'll be Brady Armstrong, the number 3 hitter, will lead off. First pitch by the right-handed Simez is a little bit high, comes with a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes is called. Strike right down the middle. Back-to-back fastballs by the right-handed sophomore. There's a ball into the dirt. Ironmen need 3 outs to finish the regular season. There's a line drive right up the middle to the center fielder, Cade Wooford, and that's a single by the number 3 hitter, Brady Armstrong. That'll bring up Evan Colgrove. We'll have to say, for only 3 runs scored, Trace has had multiple runners most innings. The Ironmen have pitched out of situations. Runner on first, nobody out. There's a curved ball just outside. Colgrove took a good long look at it, but held back. 1 ball, no strikes. Todd Compton is informed us Vinton County has been defeated in their play-in game in the sectional tournament. Here's a deep shot to center field, but Cade Wooford is coming under it, and he makes the catch. One out, one on. Fly ball was hit nicely, but Cade fields a wide range at center field. Jamison higher at the plate. That ball's a little bit low. Ball 1. Ironmen trying to get 2 more outs, get win number 21, as we said, but more importantly, win number 10 within the league. Greenfield defeats Vinton County. They will advance. There's a pop-up. Gavin Jones gets under it and makes the catch. 2 outs now. The Ironmen 1 out away. Justin Robinson at the plate. He's the catcher, and he's going to be pinch hit for by Garrett Zimmerman. Zimmerman is getting an opportunity. Zimmerman is a senior. First pitch to Garrett Zimmerman is a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs. Simez trying to close down this win. Swing and a miss on that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on first. There's a throw over to first base, and that is over the head of Gavin Jones, so the runner will be able to advance to second base. I don't think Gavin was expecting the throw over to keep the runner back, so we got a man on second. Still 2 outs. 1-1 your count. Garrett Zimmerman at the plate, and that ball is fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We are 1 strike away from getting our 21st win on the season. Stay with us in the post game. We will be talking with Coach McGraw. There's a swing and a miss, and a strikeout by Ryan Simets, and he does a nice job of closing this victory down. It is your Jackson Ironmen winning by a score of 9-3. And that is your last game of the regular season for this very special baseball season. Jackson started out the year at 3-3 at once in the season, playing some very good competition, even though their schedule is very good, as the last couple games we've played against an excellent Waverly team, an excellent Miami Trace team. Really, the last 3 games, Miami Trace twice and Waverly, but the Ironmen just keep putting wins in a row. 15 in a row for Jackson, that's wins. 21-4 on the season. Been an outstanding season for Coach Josh McGraw and his Jackson Ironmen. And the Ironmen are going to earn a gold ball trophy. That doesn't, as if that doesn't mean much to you, what that means is they went undefeated in the Frontier Athletic Conference. They were not only champions, but nobody in the league beat them. They were 10-0 on the season. So a very impressive win tonight as they defeat Miami Trace by a score of 9-3. We're going to take a timeout. We'll take 4 minutes on a timeout. Coach McGraw will huddle up with his team, and then we'll have an opportunity to talk to him about this championship baseball team and what the future brings in just 2 short days. So Jackson Ironman Baseball brought to you on 105.3 Fox Sports Radio and 1330 AM. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more post-game activities in just 4 minutes.
Start and end your day with McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur. Start your day off with a McGriddle. For lunch, how about a Big Mac or Quarter Pounder with cheese? And dinner, enjoy some McNuggets or maybe a great shake and fries. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you're always cooking up something great from your Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur McDonald's. And I'm loving it. And you will too.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
How do you hothead? Build your own burrito or bowl, or pick a craft recipe from Leroy's lineup. At Hothead Burritos, we have bold burrito and bowl combinations, like the Hawaiian with fresh pineapple, seasoned chicken, and sweet habanero sauce. The Jalapeno Ranch, loaded with tender, meaty steak. And Leroy's Spicy Chicken, featuring our famous Hothead sauce. Burrito or bowl, our craft menu features even more of what you love. More choices, more flavor. It's all yours at Hothead Burritos.
Our work says it all. For the best in repair. See the people who care. We make it easy to do, cause we care about you. Go with Monroe, we'll get you on the road. We make it oh so easy. Monroe's Frame and Collision. Our work says it all.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
Start and end your day with McDonald's of Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur. Start your day off with a McGriddle. For lunch, how about a Big Mac or Quarter Pounder with cheese? And dinner, enjoy some McNuggets or maybe a great shake and fries. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you're always cooking up something great from your Jackson, Wellston, Oak Hill, or MacArthur McDonald's. And I'm loving it. And you will too.
And here's the Mona Lisa, painted between 1500 and 1503 by Leonardo da Vinci. This is quite possibly the most recognized painting in the world.
Whatever you do, Cliff, stay away from that painting.
Don't worry about it. I have everything under control. Oops.
Some things are easier to fix than others. Thank goodness your car is one of them. If you ever find yourself in an accident, give the professionals at Monroe's Frame and Collision a call and let them get you back on the road in no time.
In Jackson, call 288-1313.
Baby, Ramey's Homes is all shook up over our low rock bottom presses. One of America's most popular manufactured and modular homes. Ramey's Homes has the largest selection of quality built to manufactured homes in southern Ohio with the most flexible terms available. Don't be cruel, hurry to Ramey's Mobile Homes, 7 miles west of MacArthur on Route 50 and 2 miles south of Chillicothe on US 23, baby. And we'll see you there, teddy bear.
You're listening to Jackson Ironmen Baseball on Fox Sports 105.3 FM and AM 1330 WYPC Jackson.
Well, we're back at Sparky Haller Field, and the Jackson Ironmen just came away with victory number 21 on the season, victory number 10 within the Frontier Athletic Conference. We're going to talk to head coach Josh McGraw, who is going to come up here. Thank goodness it's a nice warm night because they just doused him with the water jug there, and they celebrating out there in left field as they were huddled up, and he got doused, and well deservedly so. It is Jackson coming away with this victory tonight, and Coach McGraw working his way up here, so we'll get a chance to discuss this 9-3 victory as the Ironmen were able to defeat Miami Trace for the second time in 8 days. They did it last Monday night. That was a 5-2 win in which the Ironmen clinched a Frontier Athletic League championship. Tonight what they clinched was a second win against a very good baseball team, but also an undefeated season within the league. Coach McGraw is working his way up here, and I think he's glad it's not winter time.
Whoo, brother.
That first game of the year, if you'd have got that dousing then, it'd have been chilly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's not fun.
No.
That's a little cold down the back.
First of all, though, congratulations. What a fun night.
Thank you.
What a fun season. Pete did not bail on you. Pete had to put his editor's hat on and go cover city council tonight, but he was here for most of it.
Yeah, we got a big meeting down there tonight, but yeah.
Yeah, but he left it here. We were able to finish it up, and what a special season, Coach. Win number 21 on the season, 15 in a row, 10-0 in the Frontier Athletic Conference. And I knew the kids and you wanted that especially.
They did. 10-0 is not really a goal you have at the beginning of the season, but once it's there and you won the FAC, it's kind of the only thing left. And I know it meant something to them, but we really didn't talk about it a lot, because we're going into the tournament. We're going out there for the gold ball, things like that, to go 10-0, and we're not throwing any of our top 3 pitchers, but we're kind of lucky in that terms because our 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are pretty darn good too. That was something they didn't talk about much, but I could tell they wanted it, and I was very proud of them for going out and getting it.
Well, your depth on the pitching staff certainly showed tonight, because you're able to hold back what you would probably call your top 3 starters this year and utilize. You got 3 pitchers that pitched very well tonight.
They did a good job. Eli was throwing the ball hard. His curveball, it was breaking well. He had a few walks here and there, but he battled. He only gave up a couple runs against a very good team. I was very impressed when he had that walk and a guy got on second, guy got on third. He made big pitches after that. That's a sophomore taking a mound in a league game. That's his first league game he's pitched. And then, it was good to see him grow a little bit today because he had a little feistiness in him. He was ready to play. Had a big play there, tag play at home. He was ready to go. But I felt like in a couple innings he got big strikeouts when they had guys in scoring position. He's going to be. He has a big-time future in this program. Not a lot of other coaches know who Eli Ray is, but they're going to find out. They will find out.
But, both teams start young sophomores that we said we're probably going to talk quite a bit about the next 2 years.
Exactly. There's a lot of talent on both squads. But, that was very impressive tonight.
No doubt about it. Well, then, how about your senior that came in relief of 3 innings, but constantly pitching in trouble and did a heck of a job getting some key outs, some big strikeouts, but Xander Irvin doing a wonderful job, kind of clinching that with a 3-inning stint right in the middle.
Yeah, he pitched great for us. He came in there and got us out of a big jam. I think he had second, third, 1 out, something like that. Did a great job. He also got big strikeouts when he needed it. He just did a good job. He probably could have stayed in, but I felt like he's getting a little tired. And that's probably a lot due to the rain. He hadn't been on the mound in about a week and a half, and that's not necessarily a good thing for a pitcher to stay in his rhythm. But we had to do that. You just didn't have any games. But he's another kid you can throw out there as a starter or a reliever, and he's going to be big time. He's going to, he's done well all year on the mound and at the bat. And I was just very glad that he had a great outing against a league team tonight.
Well, and one of the things we brag about, we talk about your depth at pitching, which is a great option to have. You also got depth all the way up and down your lineup. Sometimes you think you get down to the 7th, 8th, 9th hitter against opposition, you got an opportunity to maybe breeze through an inning. Not with us.
No.
I mean, you're whether it's any part of the order, or the top of the order, or the back of the order, proof of that tonight. You put Tucker Williams in there at the 9th spot, and what's he do? Hits a shot over the left field fence on there. But you've had that all year long. What an option. So you can just kind of fill in the order, and it shows the depth on a 25-man staff.
Yeah, exactly. Not only the Tucker Williams hitting that bomb in the 9-hole, but in our 7, 8, 9 with Cade, Bodie, and Tucker, we had 4 RBIs. You don't see that on a lot of teams.
Yeah, that was a big 2-run RBI double for Cade.
And then Bodie had that base hit in the hole that got the run in. He might have 2 RBIs. I don't know, but he's had a wonderful year at the plate. Cade with that ball was smoked right up the middle with guys on second and third and with 2 strikes. That's the thing. He was at a 1-2 count, and he just kept battling, fouled a couple balls off, and just got it done. But him and Bodie and Tucker, it was just great to see another great game out of them. Going into the tournament.
Have you ever had a team with a 15-game win streak?
I doubt it.
You have to think a little bit, wouldn't you? That's a lot.
I didn't even know we had a 15.
You've got a 15-game winning streak going on, and you know what's nice too, coming into the sectional championship, which will be Wednesday night here on our home field. The last 3 games, you've taken teams with 14 wins, 15 wins, 14 wins on. Not like you're breathing into it. You're playing good competition.
Yeah, exactly. That we pride ourselves in that. We play. We have a great league in the FAC. Especially Miami Trace and Washington Courthouse. When you play them, you're going to play some dogs. You better show up and play. But our non-conference schedule, we've played. I was looking at it today. I think we've played 7 teams that are ranked in the top 10 in their division in the state of Ohio. All non-conference teams. So we only have roughly 15 non-conference games, and 7 of those teams are ranked in the state of Ohio in their division in the top 10. Others are also ranked, in the top 20 in different states because we take that spring trip. But we're prepared. That's the goal. Play tough competition so you can gut out games like this. To win these big league games. That's kind of our decision we make as a coaching staff to play great competition. But it's great to see the boys rise up and play superior baseball. They've just been awesome.
Win totals this year we talk about, but also becomes the 4th straight season of 20 or more wins for this Jackson Ironmen program. And I think I have them at 82 and 17 over the last 4 years. That's a pretty good number.
Probably right. Yeah, that's pretty good. We were talking the other day, a lot of their dads, a lot of their relatives, grandfathers that played here, they'd like to have a 20-win season under their belt, and these seniors have 4. It's very rare, but you hate to say it's becoming the standard, but it is a goal at the beginning of the year. Win the league, win 20 games, but you also have to get in 20. Not a lot. Some teams don't get in enough games, but we have a great field here. Take good care of it, like we're doing right now. Kids are out there working on it.
They work hard.
When it rains tomorrow and Wednesday, we can still play, hopefully. So, but yeah, the 20 wins is very, very special.
Got some inside information. I think it's accurate. Let's just see if you know. I think last game, the win we had against Waverly was your 180th win as a Jackson Ironman head baseball coach. And tonight is your 200th win as a varsity baseball coach. And if that information's correct, and I'm pretty 99% sure it is,
it probably is.
Congratulations. That's big numbers. But I know now you want to start thinking about Wednesday and winning some tournament games. We got the information, and we're hoping it's actual, or we think it's actual, that River Valley defeated Marietta by a score of 7-2 tonight.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Well, that's what our athletic director called us in and told us that. So hopefully that's proper information, and that's who the opponent will be on Wednesday night in just 48 hours, about 46 hours from now.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was hoping to get on my phone and find out after the game. It's hard. You try not to think about that as a coach, even though it might be in the back of your mind who you're going to play. Because we were in a non-tournament game, but that I'll go home and probably be up all night, and we're going to start preparing. We got a practice plan for both teams tomorrow. I set one of those up, and we'll get a good practice in and get ready for Wednesday. And and just keep rolling. Goal was to make it to Ohio University. That was another one of our goals at the beginning of the year. And we can't overlook River Valley. They actually beat Athens last week. I know that. And just beat Marietta. So you can't overlook a team with nothing to lose.
No doubt about it on there.
We got to get prepared.
You got your top 3 pitchers ready to go. What's your plan for Wednesday night?
Gavin will go Wednesday. And if we get rained out or anything, he'll throw Thursday. And we'll see. We're going one game at a time. I'm not the type that's going to save pitchers. If our ace is available, he's going to pitch. If he can't, we get rain and he can't throw. Maybe the first game of sectionals, we'll deal with that when we get there. But that it's easier said on my part because I have 2 other pitchers right behind him. They're pretty darn good too. But Gavin will be throwing for us Wednesday.
Coach, before you stay up all night studying and getting ready for Wednesday, enjoy the moment here. 21-4 regular season, 10-0 in the Frontier Athletic Conference. Quite an accomplishment. Your kids have done a super job.
Appreciate you, sir.
That was Coach Josh McGraw with us, and always fun to talk with him. He does such a great job coming up and talking to us in the post game. Ironmen come away with a big victory tonight by defeating Miami Trace for the second time in 8 days by a score of 9-3. And is your Jackson Ironmen advancing into a sectional championship game Wednesday night here, Sparky Haller Field. Come down and watch this Jackson Ironman baseball team play. We certainly hope the rain stays away. We get that game in. If we win that one, we move to a district semifinal game. That will be played at Ohio University baseball field. That'll be on Monday night. So still a lot of baseball to go for this season. But for Pete Wilson, who is once again covering city council meeting right now, Hayden Milligan helping me so much on setup and correcting me on all my mistakes on there. But this is Dan Morrow, folks, and we will